Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Hello and welcome to Creative GHETTOS, the show that explores various creative industries and profiles the Africans who push them forward. Each week I spend 30 minutes unveiling excellent and inspiring individuals within creative industries, including but not limited to fine art, architecture, design, food, film and publishing. My name is Kwanele. Thank you for joining me right here on brandlive.co.za. The saying, best of both worlds, can sound cliche, especially when describing something food-related. But Linda Mazibuko, or ChefLi, when she's in the kitchen, is anything but cliche. She's a Madagascan South African chef who has, through her young career, seen her work at premium hotels around the world, design menus for some of Joburg's hottest spots, and become a Top Chef South Africa Top 10 finalist. And now she's independently thrusting herself into the world of food entertainment. ChefLi, welcome to Creative GHETTOS.
Okay, hi everyone. My name's ChefLi, and I'm just an independent South African girl, young chef, trying to make it in this big bad world. I'm basically so I'm half Malagasy and half South African.
Is that how you say it? Malagasy.
Malagasy, yeah.
When you're from Madagascar, it's Malagasy.
Yeah, it's Malagasy.
Okay.
That's how we say it.
Yeah. School us,
so
girl.
yeah, my mom's native to that land, and my dad is native to South Africa. He's Zulu. So a bit of a mix of both, which is great. So obviously growing up, I was born there, so I was exposed to their different and unique cooking styles. Because obviously Madagascar is kind of like South Africa. There's also a diverse mix of people. Mm-hmm. So you get your Malay mixes, you get your Indonesian mixes, you get your Chinese, you get your colored, kind of like your colored, you're mixed biracial with the French, yeah. So there's a whole bunch of mixes there. So I was exposed to a lot of different cooking styles growing up. Because I lived also between my mom and my grandma. So obviously they were really different. And one of my earliest memories is of us going hunting for grasshoppers in the veld. Kind of in our backyard, yeah. Like the big fat ones, guys. Like we
Not
we
to
eat
put them in
those.
a cage, I'm assuming.
No. we guys, we ate them.
Yeah. Great source of protein, I've heard.
Yes, yeah. So you clip off the wings and you kind of fry them in hot oil with salt and pepper. And we ate it with a dish called varamnanana. So that's varamnanana.
Oh,
it means
varamnanana. I love that already.
yeah, it's rice with spinach and tomato. It's one of the traditional Malagasy dishes. So that's my earliest memory of food, and I was just fascinated. That's when my fascination started with culinary. But it wasn't really there, because I'm young, because I also like to do other stuff. Like I was a bookworm, still am. And but cooking has always been central to me. So my mom started letting me dabble around in the kitchen when I was about 9 years old. That's when I started learning how to chop stuff, and I started watching her styles and her techniques, and I literally stole everything from my mom, guys.
So what happened between high school and where you are right now? Was your first instinct to go into cooking, or did you explore other things before you landed in a cooking school?
So in high school, I was a bit of an academic, so I actually decided to go to Wits. I didn't want to answer my call to culinary because I was actually scared, and my family is made up of a lot of academics, so I was just like, I might as well follow in their footsteps. And when you're young, you don't really know who you are and whatever. So I went to Wits and I studied Bachelor of Arts. I did a BA in English literature because I'm a bookworm, and sociology. So, but I ended up dropping out because I couldn't stop thinking about being a chef. I feel like it was just in my heart. How
many months into it did you drop out? Like, was it 6 months and you go, nah?
Halfway through second year. And also, in my second year, I was such a mess. I was literally a hot mess at first. Like, everyone knows me. Never went to lectures. I never did anything. I was just hanging out, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Then I actually went to, I decided to go check for chef schools because I was like, maybe I should just do this. And then I found a chef school. Then I had to go tell my dad that I want to drop out. And I was so scared. But like I told him, and he was like, oh, actually, I was actually shocked that you went to Wits in the first place. I don't know why you didn't do chefing in the first place, because it's always been, yeah. So I was like, what? And then he's like, yeah. He's like, you know what? Find yourself a school and I'll go with you to your interview, etc., etc. And I was like, what? Oh my God. Okay, cool. So I told him, okay, I did find a school and I'll apply. And then I applied and I went to the interview. My mom, on the other hand, was
not happy.
She was like, what? You know how moms are. She's like, what do you mean? What are you going to do? Like, how are you going to make money? Because obviously chefing wasn't such a big industry back then.
And in fact, you know, that's one of the things that I hear often, you know, that creatives and these creative industries aren't considered professional industries where, you know, people think that you can't make money. And these are booming industries.
It's booming. It's literally booming. So she was freaking out, and I was just like, yo, mom, like, calm down, like, yo. And then she's like, you know, she was like, okay, fine. Then I started going to school, and I did really well because I was always in the top 5 of my class. But strangely enough, like they actually, my lecturers and principal, because I went to a private college, HTA, School of Culinary Arts.
Hey now,
so
shout out.
Hey, hello back. So I went there, and they actually used to tell me that I'm never gonna make it because I'm a bit of a crazy arty farty person, because I sometimes do really crazy hairstyles. Like, people don't recognize me. Like, maybe if you don't see me for a month or 2, you wouldn't recognize me. Because
people must check your Instagram out, and they'll see like you morph into a different character
all
every
the
week.
time. Yeah, so they're like, you're never gonna make it. And plus, I was very like nonchalant and, you know, very aloof. I was just all over the place. But like, I just knew. I'm like, nah, man, I was made for this. I know I'm made for this, and here I am now. So, and now my mom's actually my biggest fan, like, ever. Like, she's out here doing the most, and she's in America now. She lives in America, so she's literally spreading my work to the whole world, like America, Madagascar, wherever. And my dad as well, he's a really big fan of mine. He supports my dream in every way that he can. And he actually even he's one of the major funders for my online cooking show,
which we'll get to. But before we get to that, you trained under the leadership of revered chefs such as David Higgs at the Saxon Hotel in Johannesburg. David Higgs also owns Marble. Hello, fancy schmancy, right?
Hello.
As well as Manu Gracia at the majestic Kempinski Hotel in Doha, Qatar.
Yes.
What have those experiences done for how you treat your craft?
They have literally, they've increased my level of discipline. They've increased my level of creativity as well. So me training under them, Chef David Higgs, I was a baby chef. Like, it was how I think it was 2012.
Yeah.
So it was like 6 years ago. And he taught me different styles and techniques on how to cook your beefs and how to make. I really learned how to make hors d'oeuvres through him. So he used to come into the kitchen. He was an amazing head chef because he actually paid attention to each of the students. He made time to actually train each of the students who were doing their pracs in the kitchen. So I really appreciated that about him. He's amazing. Then when I went to Qatar.
How long were you in Qatar for?
I was there for 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So I only left because I just couldn't take it anymore. It was too much pressure. Because I went there as a commis chef, but I ended up doing the job of a CDP or even a sous chef because I was actually running a chef de partie.
Okay.
It means it's a section chef. So you're running a whole section so I was running it by myself. My shifts were hectic. It was from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. So that's like an 18-hour day or something. I was really exhausted. It was 6 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I left. but I really enjoyed it. Chef Manu, I'm his biggest fan. He really believed in me. He thrust me into that position because I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm like, chef, why are you doing, why are you putting me here? Then he's like, no. He's like, you need to understand something. He's like, I see something in you that nobody else has here. Out of all the South Africans that are here, you've got something. Oh, and I was like, incredible. What? And then he's like, yeah, so I'm putting you here. I want to see what you can do because I know you can do it. And I was like, whoa, okay. Because I didn't, I knew I was good, but I didn't know, it was that great. Yeah. So I got to cook for Mr. Omar Alfadan. He basically owns Qatar. And so, yeah. So
you
I did his breakfast.
Who owns Qatar.
Yeah, he was literally my boss. So we were at Alfadan Twin Towers at a place called the Gourmet House. Yeah. Me and my one other friend, Sachit. He's from Sri Lanka. I love him. Oh my God. And I need to go visit him. Anyway, so he was doing hot kitchen. I was doing cold kitchen. That's how I managed to master and specialize in cold kitchen because of working there. So we do his breakfast and his lunches when he was around, but a lot of the times he was traveling, but we were basically running his office, so feeding his staff. It was a staff of about 120 people every day, just the two of us. Wow. So you can imagine how hectic it was. And then later in the evening we'd go back to the hotel. And then that's when they'd make me design the amuse bouche. So amuse bouche it's a little bite that you have just to whet your appetite. So
not a palate cleanser. Is it not a palate cleanser?
You can say it's a palate cleanser, but it's not really because it actually stimulates your appetite. Yeah, it doesn't actually. Yeah, it just stimulates you for whatever is to come.
Yes, so please school us more.
So I learned to. That's where I learned different styles of plating and my techniques. That's why I'm very artistic in my plating. I actually learned that there. Yeah,
which is interesting because you've helped design the menus for super popular spots in Johannesburg, places like Six Cocktail Bar in Melville. I mean, you're not a Joburger if you've never been there. A few times. Yeah. And the Orbit Jazz Club and Bistro. So take me through some of the things that you consider when creating a menu for well-established restaurants or even for any place, actually.
Okay, first thing, it's really scary, guys. For me, because I get really nervous. So I usually freak out when I get that call or when I get that request. I'm like, what do you mean? And so I need to consider, first of all, what the client wants. Yeah. What their theme is, what the budget is, what their stock list looks like. I need to consider their staff, how the operations work in the kitchen so that I can come up with recipes that are suitable for the functionality of the kitchen that
that's
I'm working
technical.
in. Yeah, it gets very technical. Yeah. So actually that's when I realized that being a chef ain't no joke, guys. Seriously, it's not just getting in the kitchen and putting your pots together and chopping up your shit and then, no, it's a lot. A lot goes into it. You need to think. You need to sit down. It takes time to conceptualize because all of my recipes, I take time to sit and conceptualize. Then we do tests, and sometimes the tests aren't successful. Yeah. For example, here at 6, which the menu is launching next week, Tuesday, by the way, the new menu. Tuesday evening.
So you did the new menu as well?
Yes, this new menu, yeah.
Excellent.
I did the Orbit in 2016. Yeah, and then this one is my latest one.
So you're responsible for that amazing burger at the Orbit?
At the Orbit, yeah. And but I did more of the dessert side.
Delicious.
Yeah. So I did the macerated strawberries and the apple almond tart, and I changed their plating styles because it was so whack. Oh my gosh! But no, it was so whack.
No shade.
Yeah, so I had to train the staff. I had to be like, guys, this is not how you serve. Yeah, but it freaks me out when I see bad plating. My heart literally stops.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose that's an occupational thing.
Yeah. So I mean, So now, for example, at 6. We had a little bit of trouble with the desserts because the desserts had to be vegan, and I don't really specialize in vegan cooking, but I do a lot of vegetarian. So Yeah, but vegan is completely different. So I had to come up with a whole bunch, and plus I actually got voted out at Top Chef via the vegan vegetarian.
Oh, really? Okay, we're going to talk about Top Chef.
Yeah.
Let's go into a break for now.
Awesome.
I'll be back with ChefLi after this very short break.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we are an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back to Creative Ghettos. My name is Kwanele, and I am being joined today by Linda Mazibuko, who is also known as ChefLi.
Yes.
Chef, you were speaking about a certain cooking show.
Yeah.
Earlier, much earlier before
Yeah.
the break. The first episode of your own cooking show, Cooking with ChefLi, is finally out for the world to see. In fact, I think it dropped yesterday or 2 days ago.
2 days ago,
if I'm not- Already the show is just completely different from many of the programs on offer. Tell me more about it. What is it about and what inspired it? Like, what was happening through your mind that made you think, I have to do this?
Okay, so actually I've always wanted to have a cooking show since I did Top Chef. I was like, hey, I think I could actually do this. And plus I saw my personality really come out on Top Chef. I used to laugh at myself. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Like I'm that person. I usually say things and then I go back and I'm like, oops, probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, but like I was like, okay, so when was it? Last year, 2017, I was at a braai at my cousin's house. And I was cooking, obviously, and he invited some of his friends over. And two of the guests were Palance and Zdumo. So are my
Palance
guests
Zaza and
Zdumo
Mtali from Isibaya. And other places.
So literally, they got there and, they were just like, they were so chilled and whatever. And I was so nervous because they're like huge celebrities. And then I was like, okay. Then we started eating. It was time to eat. And boy, was I shocked because they were like, oh my God, who are you? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, what? This is the most amazing food I've ever tasted in my life. They were like, this is the salad. Stumo took the pot. Palance took the bowls. They were eating from the bowl. I was like, guys, what is going on? Why are you doing? And then
they were your groupies.
They were
like
literally like the whole night. And I was like, guys, okay, thank you. Like, I don't know what to say, And Palance kept whispering in my ear. He's like, yeah. So when are you going to teach me how to cook? Like, can you teach me how to cook? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Because I probably can, but I don't know when or how, whatever. He's like, nah, it's cool. And I was like, okay. Well, I was like, okay, cool, we'll talk. And then we exchanged contacts and then we ended up meeting up. I actually, when was it? I think in December sometime I had an idea. I was like, oh, actually these guys really like my food. Maybe I should do my cooking show around them and I could teach them and I was like, I could teach them how to cook. They could be my first two guests, but I could make it fun and have different celebrities for each show. So they could be my first because I've already met them, interacted with them, hung out with them. Because we also ended up hanging out in December in Durban, like around Christmas time, got to know each other a little bit better, and I spoke to them about it. They were like, yes, of course, yes, like, we'd love to do it. And I was like, what, guys, are you serious? They're like, yeah, of course. So literally we started planning for the show in January, and then February we shot it for my birthday, and they were great. They were hilarious.
They were hilarious. I saw that episode, and the entire time when I was watching, I'm thinking, you should have you should have chaperones for each of them.
For each of them.
Just so that you watch what they're doing.
Yeah, especially Palance. Like,
oh my word.
My God, I was dying. I was like, dude, like he was killing me. Like I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? I didn't know he was like that. But he really made it so fun. And my mom is like their biggest fan. She's like, who are these guys? Because she's Malaga. She doesn't really, she's not really familiar with the culture, and she lives elsewhere now. So I was like, yeah, I'm like, no, they're my friends and stuff. They're like, yo, they're really nice. Hey, they made your show really good. And I was like, yeah, So they're really good friends of mine, and I'm so blessed to have them and that they actually came and did that.
Tell me, why a cooking show? Why did you decide to, apart from, the experience that you had on Top Chef, why did you think that your next level should be in
cooking,
in entertainment?
Entertainment.
Visual entertainment.
I think because I've always had an interest in media. I've always had a heart for media, like low key, but I didn't realize it until I went on to Top Chef. So actually before Top Chef, I was literally about to give up on myself. I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I don't think I'm a real chef. Then Top Chef called. So that really opened my eyes to actually what I need to do. And I feel like I have something different and unique to bring to the industry, because watching other cooking shows, it's kind of like the same thing, the same formula, the same pattern. So it was really fun. I also wanted to challenge myself and see, can I actually teach people how to cook? And can it be fun? Because usually it's like, let's just, okay, you're going to take this and put it here. You're going to take that. So I wanted it to have a little bit of me. I just wanted to share.
And how real it is. You know what, just to touch on your first episode, I enjoyed certain parts where you see Palance really doing his own thing, and you give him instruction, but he does his own thing, which is completely not what you said. And it just shows you how people are able to misinterpret what they are taught, even on television. So it's nice to see that you can make certain mistakes, which can be super grave, but you are also able to bounce back from it, and you can find like a creative way of making it work at the end of the day. So I love things like that it's so natural, and it's not perfect.
Yeah, and it really was natural because we actually did the whole show in one take.
Are you serious?
So yeah, it was one full take because I want my show to be raw and authentic. And I did write a few guidelines. Like I know where I wanted to go, and obviously I had to write up the recipes and stuff like that. But essentially I just wanted it to be as natural as possible and free flowing as possible. So yeah.
Where would you like the show to take you, and how would you like your audience to receive it?
I would love for the show to be commissioned on television, on a major channel. I mean, I'm aiming for maybe even like your Oprah channel, own network.
Now.
Hey,
okay, yes, let's do it. Yeah,
I've become a person that's not afraid to dream impossible things anymore. I've become fearless now because I've broken out of certain boundaries, and I've broken through those. So I really wanna. That's the person I've grown to become now. So I'm aiming for that. I mean, maybe Food Network, but I mean it's just so saturated with so many cooking shows and stuff. But I'm also looking at working with newer channels, and I want to attract a new audience, and I want to take my brand to a place that it's never been, or to a place that people have never seen before. So yeah, I mean, and I want people to know that being a chef can actually be fun. You don't have to be like all up in the kitchen and looking ugly. I'm a glam chef, by the way, so I always make sure that I look on fleek.
Hey,
you
now
will never catch me falling.
Quickly, I just want to speak about Top Chef, right? You ended up ranking 7th, which is huge considering the fact that thousands of aspiring chefs across the country entered. Was the experience as challenging as it looked on TV?
Absolutely and completely yes. Absolutely. Guys, the pressure was real.
Yeah.
It is no joke. And I actually didn't know that I could do all that stuff because, like, guys, working under pressure is something else. I'm sure as chefs we experience it all the time. But now that it's a challenge and there's other people, there's other great chefs there, and you're like, sometimes actually on the way I got eliminated, I started doubting myself. So now, I realize that when I doubt myself, it's actually a real thing, because I cook from my soul. I cook from however I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling angry or bitter or whatever, I won't make, like, my food will taste exactly like an angry and bitter piece of crap. So yeah, so I realized I learned a lot. Like, so much of my character was revealed to me in that time. So the challenge is real, but it's really fun and it's so worth it, guys. I want to encourage people to break out of your comfort zone. Once you start getting comfortable, just leave, because you know that now you're going to start being complacent, and everything's just going to become easy. And it just doesn't grow you. It doesn't grow you. Yeah. So yeah, we need to come out of the boundaries. Yeah.
So looking further into your future, the crystal ball, right? Do you have any idea what it is you ultimately want to be known for?
I have an idea, kind of, but not really, because you know what? The thing is that it keeps changing. Like, my vision keeps changing because I keep evolving and I keep growing.
Amen. Oh my word, girl. You are saying all the right things.
Holla back.
Holla back.
Come on, somebody. Yeah. So it's, but essentially I would love to be known as an influential media personality, okay, that inspires people to grow and to be better, and to work hard for whatever it is that you're looking for, searching for, but also not work too hard, but just chill, because I'm a very chilled person. My nickname is actually Princess Slow Motion. Because, yeah, I'm so slow. I take my time. I'm just like, you know what? I don't have time to be rushing. I hate pressure. So also knowing, I want to encourage and inspire people to know and find who you actually are. So, I'm a person, I've found myself in Christ, or obviously. Yeah. And I think that finding that core, finding that center is so paramount to a person as a human being. So in order for us to grow and evolve, so I want to be known as that person. So I'd also love to do talks, motivational talks. I'd love to be out there, just like starting new projects that have never been done or never been seen before. Just starting new things. That's why I'm taking my career. Yeah, that's why I'm taking my career into this path, because it's never been done before. So I want to see where it takes me. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just like, listen, I'm just trying to make it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Even with the show, the response is amazing. So I couldn't even believe it. So I don't know what the future holds, but obviously I'm trying to be like Oprah, basically.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you. The future's good. The future's exciting. Yes. And I can't wait to be part of the journey.
Hello.
On the sidelines.
Yeah.
ChefLi, that's it. Can you believe it? 30 minutes done.
That was so quick. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks a million for stepping in today. Check out Cooking with ChefLi. That's ChefLi, L-I, on YouTube, and do the right thing and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can follow Chef on Instagram at ChefLi_. That's Lee, L-I. To find out more about the Africans who drive various creative industries forward, make sure to follow Creative Ghettos on Instagram at Creative Ghettos. My name is Kwanele. Join me again next week, Friday, from 2 to 2:30 p.m. for another impactful show. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za.